Hello guys. Previously video, I have shown the use of socket and how we use a socket to make a simple tool to scan open ports for the vulnerabilities in different websites. You can find vulnerability if such port is open and there is such vulnerability in that particular port. So you can exploit that if that port is open. But there was some difficulty in that because uh, we were performing so much of tasks that we have to scan. There are around 65,000 ports, so to scan, if we want to scan around even 100 port, we will use only one thread to do that. So it will be very difficult to scan that because it will take more time to scan it, as we have seen in previous video. So now we will be just combining the threading module with the socket module, and we will make that tool again with the help of that, so that can perform much easier tasks with faster pace. We will make more threads to work on that thing, and it will take much lesser time. So we'll start with importing the threading module, then import this socket module, then import the what we call from import. So if you're not clear with what's threading, you can see the threading video that have posted earlier. That's the basic for threading. So we are just mixing that threading with the socket module so we can make a better tool out of it. So if you're not clear what I am doing right now, you can just move on to that video and see the basics of threading. So basically what we are doing here, we are just locking the function threading dot, that will be uppercase L, lock. What's the target, or like call it maybe server name would be something like uh, this site.org. And now we will just define the scan function, the argument of port. Socket dot af underscore inet, then again socket dot so sock stream. So we have defined the variable here. So we can define it uh, outside that scan function also, but it will be a global variable. We don't want that global variable. That's why we are describing that variable inside that scan function, so that this function only can use this socket module. Okay. So after just defining it, we will use it, connect to the server with the port. To print out the function, we will just use the lock function so that other threads don't collapse with each other. I'm sorry, print lock print. We want to print the port. So the better way to use this is to with the try and exception handling. So if an exception occurs with that program will still work. So we will just use try and except. And the most important thing to take care of is the spaces that we give in Python. So if you are like not giving the exact spaces that the program requires, it will just give an error when you try to run that program. Okay, so always use tab. That will just automatically give the 4 spaces space in every tab you press, so you can just make it go easier. So we have defined the accept pass, what we want to accept that pass, and before that we will just close, we will just define to some, because we want to close that connection that we connected to the server. So if let con equal to s, then we will just con dot close that connection. So after that we will define the threader function. What threader function will do, it will just grab all the uh, threads from the queue and put them for the work. So it will just, let's define worker dot get queue dot get, and it will make the upper scan port function to run. And after that it gets the thread, make it work, then the task is done. So it's literally the same that you think, task underscore done. And you will put that thing in a loop, so it continues to scan with every single thread that is free. If you don't use this while loop over here, it will just make one thread work, so ultimately there's no use of threading. If you use a while true thing in that it will just look for free threads that are not working and just put them for the work at that point. So define the scan function over here, and then we will just use now make threads now for x in range. So how many threads we want? We want 40 threads. It's too much, but yeah, it will make our work faster. Now to define that thread, we will use threading dot htthrd thread, and we will target it to threader. t dot d a e m daemon true. What basically daemon will do, if the main thread dies, it will just kill all other small threads. And then t dot start will start the thread of it. So we don't have to import the time module in it, so we don't need it because there's no use of it in it. After that, we will just use for worker. What workers are what we are using for ports. For worker in range, so we have to specify the first range. We are putting it 1 because there's no 0 port to scan. It's invalid, so we have to define first port, that is 1. And as if we want to go to 100 or something like that, we can put over here. Then we will just put that worker on from the queue, put that worker for work, and after that, if the all task is done, join the queue. So let's see the whole program. Let me see if I have done some mistake over in it. Let's run it and check it out. It's showing the port 322 is open at that point. So we can use it in different way too. We can just make it input by user. We input and the equals program will say enter the target IP or name. I'm typing here IP because whenever you put the domain name over there, it will just convert that domain name to some their IPs afterwards. So the user can just type the IP address or the name of the site. So that's it. We can that module again. Enter this, so it's saying enter the target IP or name what you want. If we want to just scan for something, I don't know, maybe google.com. Mostly Google have just don't allow you to scan their ports, open ports, but still we can just, I don't think that Google have just open check that anyone can check it that their ports are open or not. So here we got the result for google.com. Port 80 is open for it. So yeah, this was the only thing that I want to show, that it takes much lesser times if you put more threads to do the parallel task at the same time. So you can use that for scanning the ports, for open ports and all that stuff for security purposes. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.